Hi! I would like to offer you my sincere apologies, but also I'm delivering the thing you all been waiting for today, so you can't be mad at me anymore. I'm also bringing you all these flowers, so you must forgive me. If you're thinking, what the heck is she talking about? Let me fill you in real quick. In May last year, I filmed a what I eat in a day video and I was eating this popsicle. I said, if you want to know the recipe, let me know and I'll film it for you. So many of you wanted the recipe and I never got around to actually film it. So it's 8 months later now and you are getting the recipe, but not just one. I'll show you 5 delicious, healthy recipes that I make all the time. Let's hit the grocery store, aka the pantry. Look at her, still being so nice and organized. There is one particular commodity in here that we can spot in abundant quantities, and that is the Tenny sausages. We got them here. She particularly loves these pinky ones. There's more here and even more here. Safe to say, our girl is stocked up. No need to worry, love, okay? The inventory is very high. But we're not here for the sausages. We're here for the first recipe of the day, and that is a bounty dessert. It is coconutty, it is chocolatey, it is delicioso. The ingredients we need are coconut milk, shredded coconut, chocolate, collagen, and a couple of other things that are already in the kitchen. This bounty dessert has 2 layers. It has a coconut layer and then it has a chocolate layer on top. We're gonna start with the coconut layer and I'm gonna make the mixture in this bowl. We need a pack of shredded coconut. This is 200 grams. Let's pop that into the bowl. I love it when you can just use the whole package, no need to measure or anything. Then you need 1 can of full-fat coconut milk. You want to shake it a bit because sometimes it forms into 2 layers. Here you get the cream, here you get the water. You want to shake it so you get like a nice even mixture, which is coconut milk. Open that up, pour in the bowl with the shredded coconut, and now you want to sweeten this thing up. You can do that however you want, but you do want to add a little bit of sweetness. I usually use vanilla collagen. This one is naturally sweetened with stevia, or you can use honey, you can use agave syrup, maple syrup, monk fruit, whatever you like. I just maybe wouldn't recommend using straight up table sugar because it kind of defeats the purpose. So yeah, if you don't have the vanilla collagen, don't worry, just use honey. But because I have both, I think I'm gonna use both. So 1 scoop of collagen. This thing smells so good, like vanilla on crack. And now let's add a tablespoon of raw honey as well. Licking a spoon is a must. I read that raw honey or unheated honey is much better than the usual honey you buy in the grocery store. And that is because when they heat the honey, they actually kill off some of the enzymes. Well, this one is still full of enzymes, minerals, vitamins. Apparently, raw unheated honey is antiviral, antimicrobial, where the heated thing is essentially just sugar. So I've been consuming quite a lot of honey recently. I hope these statements are true, otherwise I'm not doing myself a favor. Now we're just gonna mix it up, and that's the bottom layer of our dessert done. Yep, that's it. Next, you want to transfer this mixture in a bowl like this. You can also use a glass or maybe even some jars. I think I'm gonna do this one and this one just to kind of show you the difference. So I'm gonna put the majority of mixture in the bigger bowl. Now we're gonna tap everything down into an even layer and just a spoonful like this into the glass. I think if you're gonna eat the dessert yourself, you can definitely make it in a big bowl, but if you're gonna serve it, maybe these glasses are just easier. So when you try to cut this one in little pieces, it sometimes can look messy. Right, now this can go into the fridge for about half an hour, which is the exact amount of time we need to melt our chocolate. I'm gonna make a bain-marie, which is basically a bath for your chocolate. I'm using 95% dark chocolate. You can use whatever you wish, white chocolate, milk chocolate, it's up to you. Into the chocolate, I'm gonna mix some coconut oil. I'll use about a tablespoon and also a bit of ghee. This will make the mixture softer, so it will be easier to cut. But you can use only coconut oil, only butter. You can even skip both of these altogether. The only difference will be that the chocolate on top of your dessert will be a bit more crunchy, while mine will be a bit more soft. Why is melted chocolate so much better than the original hard chocolate? It is essentially the same thing. Can someone explain? I really hope I have enough chocolate to cover both of these guys. Otherwise, I'm gonna cry. Let's start with the small one because there's definitely enough chocolate for this one. Just put a little bit in and then I'm gonna rotate to make an even layer. Now let's pour the chocolate on the bigger one too. There was definitely enough chocolate and even some left for me to enjoy with a spoon. Put your desserts into the fridge for about an hour to set, and then you can enjoy them. Except I'm not gonna put this one in, I'm just gonna eat it straight away. Here she is, our bounty dessert, looking very cute. Let's see if the taste is just as delightful. I must say, now that this chocolate is still melty, it is even more yummy. Definitely recommend to make this dessert in a glass and just eat it straight away. Because with the other pan, of course, you need to wait for it to set, to become hard, and then you can cut it. But this thing here, look at it. It is so decadent, so delicious. How can this be healthy?
Make it make sense.
The perfect dessert, full of healthy fats, right up my street. Bounty was one of my favorite chocolates growing up. Now that I eat more healthy, I don't buy those chocolates anymore, so for Bounty in particular, this is a perfect substitute. Cheers! Next, the two of us will be making a blueberry sorbet, a chef and a sous chef, right? This was a big hit all throughout the summer months, and we are also making it in the winter from time to time because it is just that yummy. The best part, you only need 2 ingredients: blueberries and dark chocolate. Now, you could skip the chocolate if you really want to, but I wouldn't recommend it because blueberries and chocolate are just so great together. They're like Oreos and milk. I'm trying to think of other famous food pairings and I'm obviously struggling. Hold on. Famous food pairs. Macaroni and cheese. Okay, I never had that, at least not the American way, but I must admit it looks very tasty. Peanut butter and jelly. Now this sounds ew. How can so many people like these two together? It's a question I will never know the answer to. Fish and chips, okay. Chicken and waffles? No. Biscuits and gravy? No! What is up with this weird combo? Scratch that. All you have to know is that blueberries and chocolate work great together and much better than chicken and waffles and biscuits and gravy and ew. I've roughly chopped 2 pieces of dark chocolate, open up a pack of frozen blueberries and pop into the food processor. We're also gonna add in the chocolate. We're gonna whisk everything up. 3, 2, 1, let's go! Okay, that is perfect. Wow, so creamy, so smooth, so thick. It looks so delicious. Look at that. I'm gonna serve myself a generous scoop in this beautiful glass. Let's test it out. My god, oh my god, my god. I'm so excited to eat.
Yummers, yummers, in my tummers. Why am I so annoying? I'm sorry.
Bon appetit to me. So refreshing, so tasty, and the combination of dark chocolate, which is a bit bitter, with sweet blueberries. All I want. I miss Norway, where we could pick blueberries all summer long. They were literally outside of our apartment. The chocolate adds a bit of texture, a bit of a crunch. Yummy! But yeah, the blueberries in Norway were such a treasure. I can only imagine how good this sorbet would be if I used wild blueberries. And I will never know. Which is sad, because there are none to be found where I live right now. Although we did plant 3 blueberry bushes down in our garden, so maybe one day I can use those to do a sorbet. But they're the big American blueberries, they're not the wild ones. This one's looking great, it even has a few blooms. This one here is semi-struggling, and this poor thing is full-on struggling or already dying. Come on, you can do it! Look, this could be you! Next is one of my top recipes that sometimes I'll eat for a dessert, sometimes I'll have it for breakfast or lunch or dinner. Which food has the ability to do all that? Dun-dun-dun! Pancakes. Okay, I know what you're thinking. We've been waiting for 8 months and she hits us up with pancakes, the most basic recipe in the world. Is she serious? Okay, stop. No need to be mean. Because these pancakes are not the usual pancakes. They're buckwheat pancakes, which means that instead of wheat flour, you use buckwheat flour. But there's also a different kind of milk, a specific way of making them, so don't underestimate my pancakes because they're different. Hello pantry! We need buckwheat flour, thank you. We need almond milk, thanks. And for the eggs, we need to ask the fridge. Hello fridge, eggs please, thank you. Selfishly doing the pancakes only for me today, so for one portion I use 3 eggs. I'm gonna have to separate egg whites from egg yolks. That's why I have 2 bowls, and we all know that this could end up in a disaster. Let's hope it doesn't. I don't know how some people can separate egg yolks from egg whites with one hand. True heroes. What is this? Ew. Wow, the hardest part is done. First step, beat the egg white. No, first step was already accomplished. Second step, beat the egg whites with a hand mixer until you get stiff peaks. See, this is the consistency you need, very fluffy. Set the egg whites aside and beat the egg yolks. Now, you're gonna be tempted to beat egg yolks and egg whites together. Don't do that, because you're gonna mess up the recipe and you're gonna be upset and angry with me, and it will not be my fault. Just a heads up. If I can take 5 minutes to beat the egg yolks and egg whites separately, you can do it too. No excuses. And that's the most tedious part of the recipe done. But you really have to take good 5 minutes to whisk the egg yolks really well. They need to be very fluffy and they will go from bright orange to almost pastel-y yellow. Let's add a splash of almond butter. Milk, not butter. About that much. Mix for a second. And buckwheat flour. I add 8 grams of buckwheat flour per 1 egg. So here I have 24 grams of buckwheat flour and it goes in. Mix again. Lastly, we can mix in the egg whites. They will make the pancakes so fluffy, and just give it one last little mix. See, the mixture is super thick, super fluffy, just how we want our pancakes to be. In a pan, we're gonna soften up some ghee. This is what I like to use for my pancakes, but you can use coconut oil, olive oil, any kind of fat. And we're gonna make the pancakes as per usual. I don't like to put that much mixture in at once. They're easier to flip that way. I also like to cover them up so they kind of bake on both sides already. I think this is gonna be my lunch today. I'm getting pretty hungry. It's about 3 o'clock. I have no other options for lunch, so yeah. This is what I'm eating.
I love being adult when you can eat dessert for lunch and no one can tell you not to.
But also these are some solid ingredients. Eggs, buckwheat, almond milk, everything healthy. I think I have enough mixture for, I don't know, 4 pancakes. For the toppings, I like dark chocolate and almond butter. I'll start with some dark chocolate buttons on my pancakes. These are gonna melt and they're gonna be so yummy. Go on with a spoonful of almond butter. Sometimes I would go for ghee and chocolate. My boyfriend, for example, loves honey and banana. You can use berries, jam, even peanut butter and jelly. I mean, I'm not gonna judge you. Lunch is served! One thing to keep in mind, these pancakes are a bit bitter, that's just how buckwheat tastes. But they're gluten-free, low starch, you saw how I used very little flour. This is just how I like to eat right now. But still, they're so yum and so soft. I love them so much. They are on the menu at least once a week. But if you like your pancakes very sweet, then maybe add honey, maple syrup, plenty of choices. The chocolate is all melted and almond butter is just my forever obsession. These pancakes are definitely a proof that healthy food can be so yummy. Look at this layer. It takes a little bit of time because of all the mixing, but man, it is so worth it. Moving on, crackers. I've always loved crackers, but now that I'm avoiding grains for the most part, I cannot have any. And let me tell ya, the world without crackers is a sad place. So I looked up online and I found this recipe that is grain-free, dairy-free, sugar-free, gluten-free. It is everything free. So what the hell's in there? Coconut flour, flax seeds, coconut milk, coconut oil and salt. A whole lot of coconut, basically. I found this recipe by typing in Google coconut crackers. It is the first hit. Author Lisa Richards. Thank you, Lisa, your crackers are amazing. We need half a cup of coconut flour. Okay, this coconut flour has been expired since January 21. That is exactly 2 years. Am I still gonna eat it? Yes. Yes, I am. It smells fine, it looks fine, it's fine. I've learned to trust my senses when it comes to food expiration dates. Because this thing looks exactly the same as 2 years ago. So what's the worst that can happen? I mean, I can get food poisoning, but... Half a cup of flaxseed milk, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Mix the dry ingredients to combine. Half a cup coconut milk goes in, 1/4 cup coconut oil, and that's it. Mix it up. The flax meal will start absorbing the liquid and you will get kind of a doughy texture. Take a baking tray, line it with some parchment paper, pop in our cracker dough and then just pat it down. Or you can take a piece of parchment paper, place it on top of the dough, and a glass and then just roll it down. This hack works the best. You really want your crackers to be as thin as possible. That way they will get crunchy and yummy and not soft and soggy. Next you want to take a knife and cut your crackers into the desired pieces. My shape of choice are medium-sized rectangles. Now I'm going to put this into the oven at 180 degrees Celsius for about 10 to 15 minutes. No, I almost forgot. We need to add the flaky salt on now, otherwise it will not stick. Important step. Take some flaky sea salt and just sprinkle it on top of your crackers. Now it's oven time. The crackers are baking right now and I just had to come outside because the lighting is so pretty today.
It's days like this when I am just, wow, I live in paradise.
This is the first year of our camellia flowers really starting to shine. I cannot wait for the entire hedge to be fully grown. It will be so pretty. Because now some of them are still pretty small. You can just feel that spring is around the corner. The crackers have baked, they look golden brown and delicious. Can't wait to dig in. Because we made the cuts before baking them, our crackers now look very neat and perfect. Look at these crisp edges. Wow. These are so good. You can eat them plain, you can dip them in hummus, guac, cheese, you know, cheese and crackers. They're handy, you know, a great filler for any meal or snack. By the way, I have so long nails right now. I don't think my nails have ever been any longer. I've just been filming some shorts on how to grow nails fast, and that's why I haven't cut them. And I'm seriously confused how people manage to live with super long nails. When I'm typing on my PC, I want to hit that letter, but I also hit the one above it. Yesterday I was parking my car, I went to grab a ticket, and you also have to type into that machine a license plate number.
And there were these small buttons, so I couldn't press like this because I would also press the button above. I couldn't go in like this because it's just weird.
Should I use my knuckle? You lose so many finger functions. I am so trimming down my nails as soon as I'm done filming. And my nails aren't even that long. I feel like nowadays it's normal to have them like double the size. You know, the acrylics and stuff? It is just not for me. Plus, I already have pretty long fingers. Imagine me with super long nails. Edward Scissorhands vibes. No. Last but not least, the long-awaited popsicle recipe. Also, yes, I know my flowers need to be groomed, but don't judge. It's a big garden. I know you're struggling, I am too. Life is hard, but better days are coming. Not all of them are dead, don't worry. But the majority, yes. Although, now that we're here, I'm having a concern. You know when you wait for something, you're anticipating, you build your expectations higher and higher. And usually when you expect too much in life, you end up being disappointed. That's just how life works. So now I'm afraid that after 8 months of waiting, you will get my recipe, you'll try it out, and you'll hate it.
You will absolutely detest it, and consequently, because I made you wait 8 months for the recipe you actually hate, the frustration will turn on to me, and you'll end up hating me.
Am I an overthinker? Yes I am. These are 3-ingredient popsicles. We need raw cacao, 2 cans of coconut milk, and collagen. Now, don't get upset if you don't have vanilla collagen. Because I know some of you have jumped up thinking, we've been waiting 8 months for this recipe and now you come up with ingredients that no one has at home. I hear you. Instead of collagen, you can totally use raw honey. You see, coconut milk is unsweetened, raw cacao is kind of bitter, so you will need to add something to make it good. For example, you can add a banana, you can add a date, soak it in water to soften it, and then blend everything together in a blender. That will work. Just add something sweet, because otherwise you're gonna make it, you're gonna hate it, and you're gonna unsubscribe. You wanna shake your coconut milks. Pour both of them in a mixing bowl. I love this recipe because it's made in 5 to 10 minutes, plus you only need 1 bowl. So there's not much cleaning up, which we approve. We're gonna add 1 tablespoon of raw cacao. This is unsweetened, bitter, but that's okay because we're gonna make it taste good. Oh, and a pro tip, I like to put my cacao in through a sifter. That way we will avoid those little clumps. Just 1 tablespoon, here we go. Lift the sifter and shake it. I can see the chocolate clumps in here, so if you weren't using a sifter, they would end up in the mixture. Which, you know, it wouldn't be a disaster. I mean, that's chocolate at the end of the day, but still, we're pros, so we gotta make our mixture as smooth as possible. Next, I'm gonna add a scoop of collagen, but you can use honey, you can use a banana, you can use a date. Be creative. Shake it up. There were no clumps in the collagen, so this wasn't needed. That's fine. Lastly, I'm gonna add in some vanilla extract. To be honest, I don't even know if this does anything, probably not. So if you have it, you can add a splash of vanilla extract to look fancy, but deep down, you know that you're adding a useless liquid and dollars.
You're basically just pouring away dollars.
So if you don't have this guy, no need to FOMO is what I'm trying to say. Take the whisk and stir all the ingredients into a smooth mixture. Also, another reason I love this recipe, you don't have to use a blender, an electric mixer, just a hand whisk, 1 bowl, the old school way. But obviously, if you're gonna use a banana or a date for a sweetener, then you're gonna use a blender. You're gonna have a bit more cleanup, I'm sorry, but the popsicles will be amazing, so it's all worth it. This is how my popsicle mixture looks like. If you want it to be more chocolatey, feel free to add 2, 3, 4, 10 tablespoons. who am I to judge? Take your popsicle molds, I got these on Amazon, and pour in the mixture. I love making my own popsicles so much that I also bought one mold to have it at my parents' house, so whenever I go on vacation, I can also make popsicles there. It is an obsession. They're just so fun. Now we're gonna pop this into the freezer and wait overnight. You need to wait 8 hours for them to be completely set. Sadly, this is not one of those recipes where you're craving something sweet, so you're gonna whiz it up and eat it straight away. I mean, you can drink the liquid, it is also tasty, but for the popsicles, you need to wait at least 8 hours. It is the next day. Yes, I'm wearing the same outfit because I'm an outfit repeater, but the hair is different. These are so great. I eat them after dinner, after lunch, sometimes even for breakfast. It's 7 in the morning, I'm eating an ice cream and no one can say anything about it. Because what? There's coconut milk, full of healthy fats, raw cacao, great antioxidant, and collagen, great for skin, hair, nails, the gut. It's a perfectly balanced breakfast. Oh yeah, and vanilla extract that does nothing health-wise or taste-wise, but it's fancy. Eat them on your way to school, work, why not? They'll take 5 minutes of your time to make and you're guaranteed a good time. But yeah, test these recipes at your own discretion and keep an open mind. I personally think they're all delicious, but if you're used to the most sugary ice creams from the supermarket, then just know that these are healthy. Even if you hate them, know that your body will love them. So yeah, let me know if you try any of these recipes and I'll see you next time. Mwah! Bye!